to What's the Biz, your place for business and entrepreneurship. And right now I have Mr. Pete John. He's the owner of Dillas. Man, Pete, just tell us about yourself, about where you're from, and your journey in business.
From Shreveport, so lived here, went to Captain Shreve, Louisiana Tech. Got out of Louisiana Tech, kind of found my way, you know, young guy. But Shreveport, born and raised, lived in Atlanta, Georgia for a little while. But anyway, this is my roots. Did that, worked at Raising Cane's for a long period of time, about 12 years. Kind of learned a lot about management, about dealing with people, about the restaurant business. And then about a year ago, we started working on the Dillas project.
Wow.
So Dillas Primo Quesadillas, it had my heart right whenever I ate it. And I was like, I got to do something with this.
Wow. So tell us about Dillas. Like I tell you, every time I see you, my family is in love.
They are, and they're not lying because I see y'all in there all the time.
Because we're in there all the time. My son will ask, he would say, Daddy, what are we eating? Are we eating Dillas? I'm like, no, we had it yesterday. What you want to eat it every day?
Right.
So tell us what brought on that ideal, and tell us about where the brand is from.
Well, so the brand was founded in Plano, Texas, and Kyle Gordon, who is the founder of Dillas, and I were really good friends. We've been friends for a long time, and I was looking for something to do on my own.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a true entrepreneur, and so I was talking to Kyle, and I said, hey man, like I want to grow this in Louisiana and East Texas, and he's like, man, I don't know, because it's young, only 5 years old.
Right.
But there's one in Plano, one in Frisco, and one in McKinney, so they kind of stagger that Dallas, north of Dallas.
Yeah.
We have, our restaurant group has the rights to Louisiana and East Texas.
Wow.
So we opened the first one here, and I liked it because it's unique, and I wasn't competing with whether it's a burger place, and you know, there's 100 of them, or it's a pizza joint, and you know, so it was unique, and I like that. I like the simplicity yet non-simplistic. You know, as you know, it's just quesadillas, but a million different ways.
Exactly, a million.
So it's it keeps it simple, but also we provide a lot of different options for vegetarians, vegans. We have gluten-free shells, all those things. So it was simple enough, but then from a flavor standpoint, we have just endless amounts.
Right. So tell us, what motivated you to be a business owner / entrepreneur?
Truly, there's a couple things. One is I wanted to have autonomy and have some freedom. So that if I wanted to do something out of the box, I can. And also, I wanted to be in control of my own fate, if that makes sense. I wanted to know that I can be as successful as I want to be. You know, I tell people all the time, it's, you know, everybody's driven by something different. Some people are driven by money, some people are driven by quality of life, some people are driven by opportunity, whatever it may be. And being my own boss, if that makes sense, I wanted to have a good quality of life, and I wanted to be able to work hard while I was younger, so that when I'm older, I can reap the benefits of that. And I felt like it was worth taking the risk. And you know, you're never going to jump off the cliff. You know, I mean, you have to have some people push you. And I had some great mentors and some great business people that said, "Hey, we're just kicking you off the cliff. So here you go." And you know, they're there to help you and catch you. But it was an educated decision. It wasn't just this total risk. But I was willing to take that, to be on my own, and to be able to get creative and do those things I felt like I wanted to do to be successful.
Wow. Well, you are definitely viewed as a successful person here in our area, and we just love all of the things that you have going on and the things that you're looking forward to doing. So next, what we're going to talk about on the next segment, let's talk about business, being in business, being an entrepreneur, the good, the bad, and the ugly of being in business. So we're going to do that when we come back after this commercial break on What's the Biz.
It's just Dillas?
Just Dillas.
Only Dillas.
Only Dillas.
Dillas.
Yep.
Primo Quesadillas?
Primo Quesadillas.
Welcome back to What's the Biz. I'm here with Pete John, business owner, entrepreneur. So Pete, let's talk about the dirty stuff. Let's talk about business.
Dirty, okay.
The dirty stuff.
How much time you got?
We got time. We got time. So tell us some of the good things about business, some of the bad things, and maybe even some of the ugly things about being business owner.
We'll start with the positive. So we'll start with the good.
Okay.
The good is I found in this area when we were opening up Dilla's, it was in November of 18. The city was very helpful.
Wow.
There was this not stereotype, but there was this underlying thing like, man, it's so hard with the policies and with codes and all. And I'll tell you what, the city was easy to work with.
Wow.
Those departments down at Government Plaza went down there and they were willing to bend over backwards. And I think a big reason was I was honest.
Right.
Hey, I'm new to this. I need help.
Yes.
And they were willing to help.
Wow.
That's a good thing as when you're starting. That was a great thing when I was starting. Just being in business, the good part is that I like helping people. I like employing people. We have roughly 25 employees, and as we grow, I mean, our goal is to have 10 restaurants in 10 years.
Wow.
And so you got to figure, you're talking a lot of people employing, and it's cool. And I was telling my wife, Tara, I said, we were doing on-site, so we cook on-site for different events, and I said, it's really neat when employees, whether they're 18 or they're 30 or they're 40 or whatever, when they're with us, they're getting to be in the community.
Right.
They're getting paid to do it, and we're giving back to a good organization. So that's the good part is like, it's really when you stop and think, like, you're paying people.
Exactly.
You're giving people the opportunity to live their life.
Right.
And that's a really humbling thing. It also is a good segue into the bad.
Right.
So, I mean, the bad is I've woken up at 3 a.m. Oh my gosh, I got to pay payroll today.
Right.
Oh, taxes are due, or all those things that if you're a W-2 employee and you work for someone, you don't have to experience that.
Exactly.
You're hoping that the owner gets you your paycheck on time.
Right.
But that's the bad, and the buck stops with you.
Yeah,
the good, the bad, and the ugly, it's on you. So when we celebrate the wins, it's great because you can be a hero. But then when you're short somewhere and you have a shortfall, it falls on you too.
Exactly.
As far as the like ugly stuff, like I haven't experienced it yet. Like I said, the community's been very humbling and overwhelming with the support. Just knowing you and y'all came out and did a little video clip when we first opened. Those type of things were huge because you're so stressed opening, and your mind's going 90-0 and your head's spinning. And to have something like that when you get a chance to take a breath and look, and you're like, wow, now I'm getting to actually enjoy that moment. Because you were willing to do that,
right.
But yeah, that's kind of thing. We could talk forever on kind of experiences, but it's scary, But I think having such a great support, it made it not as scary.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I knew, like, hey, I have a big net here that they're not going to let me fail.
Exactly.
And I think if you do the right thing, man, good things happen.
Exactly.
I think you get it back tenfold, and I believe that honestly, and I believe that for years. But opening up my own business, I truly saw it happen.
Exactly. And you guys have been so pivotal in the community. Every time I'm on Facebook, you're doing something at this school or at this event, giving back to the community. So just tell entrepreneurs and business owners how important it is to give back to your community.
Yeah, I think that's if I was a consultant and I was going into a restaurant or a bar or whatever that they were struggling, if the food's good and the people are good and it's a good location, the big component people miss is that give back.
Right.
And it's because it costs. And it is expensive. I mean, it's expensive to go and you cook for 500 people for free at a 5K.
Right.
But it's the give back of, I give to the community, and then so if I'm giving to a school, well then my expectation is hey, when y'all need a feed, come see me.
Right.
And it's just the circle of, you giving back and them giving back to you. And
exactly.
At Dilla's, we talk about good food, good people, and good times. And the good people piece of it is huge. Like we just want to be good people.
Right.
And giving back to an organization, whatever you can give, whether we give them they ask for $20,000 and we give them a gallon of sweet tea.
Right.
We're going to find a yes.
Exactly.
We're going to be like, hey, we can get involved however.
Right.
And I think that's a big piece of being successful in a community, especially a tight-knit community like Shreveport-Bossier.
Exactly.
To where people appreciate it. You go to Houston or New York or LA, it's going to be harder.
Right.
You have 5 million people. It's going to be a little more difficult. But I think in those cases, you have your 5 mile circle. and you own that circle.
Right.
You know, and like I'm going to know everybody and I'm going to give back within this circle. And so we want to be the community's restaurant. We don't want to be just another restaurant in the community.
Right.
And if you need something, we want you to feel like, hey, I can pick up the phone.
Wow.
I can call Pete at Dilla's, and we'll find out some way for them to get involved.
Right. So, well, that's awesome. So on our next segment, we're just going to talk about what's the future for Pete John, what's the future for Dilla's, and even some more advice you might have for some business owners. So we'll be right back with What's the Biz, your place for business and entrepreneurship.
My name is Jessica Latin, and I am the owner of JL Counseling. I provide individual counseling, family counseling, and group counseling, and I cover a variety of topics, including grief counseling, anger management, depression, and anxiety. Domestic violence and maternal mental health are two topics that are very near and dear to my heart, and there is a lack of services here in our community, and that is why I chose to specialize in those two areas. There is a huge stigma surrounding mental health these days, and I really want to be a beacon of light in this community to show everyone that your mental health is just as important as your physical health. My favorite part about the counseling process is watching my clients achieve their goals and seeing the smile on their faces and the change in their attitude really helps me to realize this is why I became a counselor.
Welcome back to What's the Biz. I'm here with Pete John. We've had just a great interview talking about different business things. So tell us about the future for yourself and also for Dilla's.
Future for myself, no more kids. Two's enough. We're done.
Shout out me too, man. No more.
Done with the kids.
We done.
I hope your wife's not watching. My wife's not watching.
No, my wife's right there. Yeah, that's it. That'll be all right.
But no, the future is for me is I want to grow the brand. Obviously, we talked about the community give back, and a big goal for me is I want to be able to help more. I want to be able to impact Monroe, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, Tyler, Texas. That's a big goal for me personally. I want to hone in the entrepreneurial skill. I told someone the other day, they said, how are things going? And not meaning sales at the restaurant. They mean like, how is it going being an entrepreneur? And I said, the hardest part is learning how to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
Like you got to take care of yourself.
Exactly.
And if it's getting a massage, if it's going to play golf, if it's jumping in the swimming pool, whatever it may be, you have to take care of you because as an entrepreneur, you're grinding.
Exactly.
Every day, and you have to take time for your family, take time for your wife, take time for church, all those different things.
Right.
And so for me, I think a future is honing that skill in.
Wow.
All the while growing the brand.
Exactly.
And then with the Dilla's brand, like I said earlier, we want to grow this thing. I feel like it's a great brand. It's unique. It has a community give back component that is great.
Right.
Good food, good people, good times. I think it works. And so we're looking at other properties. I don't know where yet, and it's not that I'm just not saying we've only been open 8 months.
Right.
So we're looking and doing that exploratory measures right now. And I think too is that I hope that we can be a part. Dilla's can be a brand that can help younger people navigate through what I talked about earlier, like the city stuff.
Right.
Because that was probably the most intimidating piece.
Right.
So that's when I say the future, learning that so I can really become an expert, so I can be a mentor to a young entrepreneur to say, hey man, don't let that stress you. The city, the zoning department is going to be there to help you. If you do the right thing and if it comes from the right place, you're going to be successful.
Right.
And so that's a big part of what I want to grow and develop personally.
Wow.
And then I want my kids to see dad happy and see dad successful, and I want them, 2 girls, I want them to find a man one day that is going to work as hard for them as they see me working for their mom and them.
Wow.
And it's just it's a grind, but it's wonderful when you can do it for yourself.
Right.
And when we make it to the top of the mountain, dude, it's going to be even that much more exciting.
Wow. Well, you definitely have some work to do on your plate, but we know that you can do it. You've been an awesome business person in our area for a long time. So tell people, how can they get in contact with you or Dilla's or the business?
Well, we're located at 855 Piermont, so it's in Town Oak Square Shopping Center. We're open 10:30 to 10, so you can come in and see us. You can message us on Facebook. My email is petejohn@dillas.com. My business cards are on the front counter, as well as a community request card.
Wow.
So if you have an organization, you come in, you can grab that card and email us. My email's there. Something else cool that we have is it says how did we do stickers that we have on every order.
Right.
And that is a phone number that I have that so I want to hear from the customers, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Wow. If we messed up an order, I want to know. And I personally call them back. So I'm very accessible. My team is amazing. They are the best in the business, and those guys and girls are there too. So the good thing is I don't have to be there to make sure it's done right.
Exactly, right.
That we're all cut from the same cloth and like-minded people. So it's working good so far.
Wow. Well, Pete, we're excited about everything that you have going on, and we thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me, man.
And we look forward to all of the great things that you have going on. And if you haven't been to Dillard's yet, you have to go. Me and my family, we are addicted. When I say addicted, at least once a week, if not more than that.
He's a Dilla diehard.
Yeah. I'm a Dilla who?
Diehard.
Diehard.
So that's the program. So you can join the Dilla diehard.
Good. So I get reward points and all that good stuff.
Free meals on your birthday and.
Well, my birthday just passed, and
you snooze, you lose. Bro.
Okay, good. I got to wait till next year. But Pete, again, thank you so much, and thank you for tuning in to What's the Biz, your place for business and entrepreneurship. We'll see you next time. Awesome, man.